Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is KJ and today I'm super excited to share with you guys some main vocabulary for IELTS speaking and writing tasks too. Today's topic is career and workplace. So now let's begin. 1. Vacancy. Vacancy means job that no one is doing and is therefore available for someone new to do. You might say job vacancy, staff vacancy, and so on. For example, as a result of current rising foreign investment, thousands more job vacancies are now created. Two, job opportunity or employment opportunity. Job opportunity or employment opportunity means the chance to get a job. For example, another profit of technology is job vacancy, as we can see the case of Silicon Valley, which offer millions of employment opportunity annually in USA. Three, self-employed. Self-employed means being or people not working for employer but finding work for themselves or having their own business. For example, recently there is a surging trend of self-employed in China. Four, job prospect or career prospect. Job prospect or career prospect means the possibility of being successful in the future career. For example, talented employees will find technical skill practical for their career prospect. Five, career progression. Career progression means the process of making progress to better job. For example, probably the most potential reason for switching job is career progression. Such labor. Labor means practical work or person that involve physical effort. You might say skilled labor, unskilled labor, cheap labor, and so on. For example, following the cheap labor, one car company decided to extend its new branch in their country. Seven, Experise. Experise means a high level of knowledge or skill. For example, to ensure the reliability of research work, generally journal papers are required to pass technical expertise under peer review. Eight, on the job. On the job means happening while you're working. You might say on the job training, on the job learning, on the job performance, and so on. For example, recently there is a surging number of employers who allow on the job training. 9. Ongoing training. Ongoing training means training throughout the time you are working. For example, some people may decide to work in an industry where they are able to have the ongoing training, which is beneficial for their career prospects. 10. Vocational. Vocational means providing skill and education that prepare you for a job. You might say vocational training, vocational experience, vocational education, vocational program, and so on. For example, another drawback of startup in the business failure due to inadequate vocational experiences such as regional style, business tactic, and leadership. 11. Reward. Reward means something given in exchange for good behavior or good work. You might say financial reward, economic reward, monetary reward, and so on. For example, nowadays female workers become more competitive at workspaces to secure financial rewards, perk, raises, and career prospects. 12. Pay increment, pay raise, pay increase, pay hike. All of these words mean increasing amount of money you receive for doing a job. For example, adapt employers skillfully retain talented employees to stay in their industry through high pay increment, attractive perk, enticing holiday policy, etc. 13. Perk. Perk means an advantage or something extra such as money or good that you are given because of your job. For example, vocational rewards such as employment opportunity, high pay, attractive perk, or promotion offer lots of benefit for individuals who seek for financial independence. 14. Bonus. Bonus means an extra amount of money that is given to you as a present or reward for good work. For example, this day the annual bonus become more commonplace at most workplaces. 15. Promotion or raise. Promotion or raise means the act of raising someone to a higher or more important position or rank. You might say promotion prospect or raise prospect. For example, promotion is commonly used as an incentive to boost employee productivity. 16. Industry or sector. Industry or sector means a type of business. For example, AJ is currently working in the banking industry. 17. Startup. Startup means a small business that has just been started. For example, perhaps the first potential reason for running a startup is financial independence. Eighteen. Incentive. Incentive means something that encourages a person to do something. You might say financial incentive, tax incentive, fiscal incentive, monetary incentive, and so on. For example, possibly the first crucial X would be in forms of tax incentive and foreign direct investment. 19. Investment. Investment means money, effort, time, etc. put into something to make a profit or get an advantage, or the act of doing this. For example, in the economic perspective, when the population increases, demand ranging from daily consumption to long-term investment property rise accordingly. Twenty. Market. Market means the business or trade in a particular type of good or service. You might say job market, domestic market, local market, competitive market, and so on. For example, due to an influx of graduates, job market recently become more competitive and demanding. 21. Workforce. Workforce means the people who are available for work in a particular area, country, or industry. For example, due to recent global economic crisis, more than half of the workforce were laid off. 22. Human resource. Human resource means people when considered are an asset that is useful to a company, organization, etc. For example, the first world can contribute tremendously to human resource development in the third world through scholarship program. 23. Human resource. Human resource means the department in a company responsible for dealing with employees by employing them, training them, dealing with their problem, and managing their record. For example, Mr. Zhang is our company new human resource director. 24. Day release. Day release means a system in which people who work can study 1 day a week at a college. You might say day release course, day release program, and so on. For example, nowadays a day release program become more popular in some industrialized nations. 25. Performance review, performance appraisal, performance assessment, job review, job appraisal, job assessment. All of these words mean the act of examining someone or something to judge their quality, success, or need. For example, one way to examine employee productivity is through regular performance appraisal. 26. Morale. Morale means the level of satisfaction felt by a person or group of people who work together. You might say high morale, low morale, and so on. For example, psychologically speaking, under high morale at workplace, work-related stress might be marginally an issue. 27. Work-life balance. Work-life balance means the amount of time you spend doing job compared with that you spend with family and things you enjoy. You might say good work-life balance, right work-life balance, and so on. For example, Some employees are able to maintain better work-life balance by having sufficient time with their soulmate and family, especially during dinner time, weekend, and holiday. #28 Productivity. Productivity means the rate at which a person, company, country does useful work. You might say domestic productivity, local productivity, and so on. For example, low productivity, high labor costs, and low quality are major challenges for long-term business growth. #29 Output. Output means an amount of something produced by a person, machine, factory, country, etc. For example, the first world countries are able to boost cross-domestic product through high local productivity and output. Rivalry. Rivalry means a situation in which people, company, product, etc. are competing with each other. You might say market rivalry, job rivalry, workplace rivalry, fierce rivalry, and so on. For example, under the current market rivalry, decision-making on university major have markedly become mixed between individual choice and market trend. #31 Workplace or Workspace. Workplace or workspace means a building or room where people perform their job. You might say workplace bullying, workplace injury, workplace accident, and so on. For example, another reason for running a startup is unhealthy working conditions such as moody manager, uncooperative colleague, and toxic workplace. #32 Work-related. Work-related means connected with job or paid work. You might say work-related stress, work-related accident, work-related illness, and so on. For example, unhealthy workplaces may contribute to inclining work-related stress, which may harm mental health. #33 Restructure. Restructure means to organize a company, business, or system in a new way to make it operate more effectively. For example, through current major losses, the company is now working on internal restructuring. #34 Downsize. Downsize means to reduce the number of employees usually are part of larger changes in the structure of organization. You might say downsize workforce, downsize company, etc. For example, due to the business failure, the company is forced to downsize an over 500 workforce. #35 Layoff. Layoff means an occasion when a company stops employing someone, sometimes temporarily, because the company does not have enough money or work. For example, Kala is now under a 3-month layoff. #36 Redundancy. Redundancy means a situation in which someone loses their job because their employer does not need them. You might say voluntary redundancy, compulsory redundancy, large-scale redundancy, and so on. For example, the current economic downturn led to a large-scale redundancy of over 1,000 workers. Certified bankruptcy. Bankruptcy means a situation in which a business or person become bankrupt. For example, one key downside of new startup is financial risk, which they may experience major losses at the initial stage, or even bankruptcy in a serious case. Thirty-eight, unemployment or joblessness. Unemployment or joblessness means the state of being unemployed. For example, government lacking attention on human resource development may lead to social crises such as high adult illiteracy rate, rising unemployment rate, and increasing antisocial activity. Well, now it's come to the end of this vocabulary sections. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to practice all of this vocabulary in both your writing and speaking. Okay, see you later.